Welcome to Dakar 2020. We're in the capital of Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, for the rest day. A chance to recharge the batteries and even have a bit of fun before getting back to the serious business of trying to win the world's biggest rally. Rising out of the desert in the east of Saudi Arabia is the kingdom's capital, Riyadh, one of the world's fastest growing cities. The skyline demonstrates just how significant this metropolis has become as a 21st century business and financial hub. But as home to over 7 million people, it also represents the heart of the country's cultural history, with world-renowned ancient architecture like the fortress and the city walls, plus priceless prehistoric relics of the Arabian civilization's origins.
Hi everybody, it's Benjamin up. We're live from the rest day here in Riyadh. It's not really a rest day for everybody, as you can see. Everybody's working on the bikes in the original by motor category.
Well, while they're busy working, let's have a look at how the action unfolded during the first week in the bikes. Joan Pedrero kicking us off under the watchful eye of new race director David Costera. Defending champion Toby Price taking stage honours on the opening day. For the first time in Dakar history, the road books were handed out in the morning on stage 2, part 1 of the Super Marathon. Pablo Quintanilla moving up to second overall and looking pretty on form for a man who suffered a double ankle fracture last year. There was a surprise stage winner, last year's top rookie, Ross Branch.
I had a lot of fun, I just tried to ride my own race, navigate well. I navigated well today, which was really good for me, and I think it helped a lot.
The riders with just 10 minutes to work on their bikes before they were locked up. The following day, Adrian van Beveren's miserable Dakar run continued as he crashed out for the second time in 3 years. Adrian has always bounced back. He has an energy and a strength within him, which means that he gives his life for this race. Well, Quintanilla losing a bit of time on stage 3 and stopping to help out Branch, who also crashed early on. KTM's Sam Sunderland slipping off the overall lead. There was a bit of confusion late in the day due to a rogue waypoint, but it was Honda's Ricky Brabec who won the stage and moved top of the standings.
I just like the terrain. I'm having a lot of fun out here. It's rough, it's rocky, sandy, fast. I enjoy it.
On to stage 4 with some dramatic scenery. Joan Barreda wasn't having a great start to this Dakar, struggling with the navigation and sore ribs. He also dropped 17 minutes after this spill. And more bad news for Yamaha. After Van Beveren's accident, Xavier de Sultre was forced to quit with an injured wrist. Honda, though, on a roll, with Nacho Cornejo picking up his very first Dakar stage win.
Yeah, for sure it will be a stage to remember some places that, like, stuff that I've never ride before, so amazing.
Another big favourite bowed out on stage 5, a crash for Sam Sunderland, who's now abandoned in 5 of his 7 Dakar participations.
It's Dakar, this can happen. We need to keep pushing with the rest of the team.
Kevin Benavides' hopes of overall victory then went up in smoke on stage 6 due to a broken engine. But the Argentine is still going and he'll be able to help Honda out in week 2. More good news for the Japanese giants. Bereda was looking more like his old self as the week progressed, coming second on stage 6. Matthias Walkner was third, but the 2018 champion is over half an hour back for KTM. Andrew Short playing Good Samaritan, the American out of the running overall and giving his rear tyre to Toby Price. But the Aussie, nursing a sore shoulder, still lost 16.5 minutes on the day. This first week was all about one man, Ricky Brabec, another flawless outing from the American as he won the stage and extended his overall lead. Brabec with a cushion of nearly 21 minutes at the halfway stage ahead of Quintanilla, Price, Cornejo and Bereda, but anything can still happen between now and Cadilla. Walkner and Luciano Benavides also within touching distance. A bit of a gap then to Skylar Howes, who's narrowly clear of Stefan Zvitko and Franco Caimi. No surprises in the women's category, where Laia Sanz has a healthy lead. She's bidding for her 10th finish and 10th title. Spaniard Jaume Petriu's 2 minutes ahead of Martin Micek in the battle to be the best rookie, while Romania's Emmanuel Guienes tops the original by Motul class. Ignacio Casale is on course for a third win in the quads. He has been on the podium in every stage, winning 3 of them, and leads the rally by 38 minutes overall. The Chilean's nearest challenger is the Frenchman Simon Witzer, who won stage 6. 2015 champion Rafael Sonic is over an hour off the pace. A more relaxed atmosphere than usual on the bivouac today. A chance for the Dakar competitors to take stock after a gruelling first week and think ahead to what lies in store from tomorrow. Over in the Honda garage, Ricky Brabec has a smile on his face, although he knows that he hasn't won anything yet.
Made it to rest day, have a 20-minute gap, in the general, and that's really awesome. It's long, it's brutal, it's hot, it's cold, it's sandy, it's soft. There's a lot of stress on the bike, a lot of stress on the mind, a lot of stress on the body. So, you have to really take care of yourself and your equipment, and it's Dakar, it's difficult.
Pablo Quintanilla is running second behind Brabec. The Husqvarna man is taking things a bit easier this year, and he could well be the one to upset Honda's party. I'm happy with my position to have reached the rest day second in the standings. I'm feeling comfortable, I've had fun and I've had a good rhythm. I'm very happy with the first week. And then of course there's KTM. The Austrian giants have lost Sam Sunderland, but they still have an 18-year winning streak to defend with Toby Price, Matthias Walkner and Luciano Benavides. There's no question of waving a white flag.
25 minutes, yeah, for sure is sometimes nothing, but yeah, there's still, like I say, it's still a long way to go. But yeah, all in all, it doesn't look good on paper at the moment. But we'll just wait and see. There's obviously something in store for me, and you just got to play the cards out and just keep in the game. So we'll see how we go.
How you doing, mate?
Can I say?
How are you? Very good. How are you?
I know you.
So I got the old bib for you, mate. We can.
It's a special experience. Crazy because we are riding a fast bike on a desert, but
Here he is. This is the man.
Hey,
big adventure, man.
Make sure he's doing a good job.
Well, as well as making sure they look spick and span for week 2, the riders obviously have to take care of their machines as well. Ignacio Casale's quad hasn't let him down so far, but Cadilla is still a long way off. It's the calm before the storm, but it's soon time to get back in the saddle.
He is one of the heroes of the rally, winner on a bike in 81 and 83, and then becoming the first to also win in a car in 92. Hubert Auriol returns to the Dakar.
The Dakar represented a lot for me, so to come on the bivouac in Saudi Arabia is a real pleasure. A pleasure to discover this country we didn't know.
One of the moments the world remembers of Auriol is his battle with Cyril Neveu in 87 that ended dramatically.
I broke both my ankles. There were many great moments, but that one was special because there was so much drama. There was the battle with Cyril Neveu between Honda and Kajiva. Everything in that story was incredible, and that outcome was terrible for me. I broke my ankles. And you recover from that. And then I won it in a car. So there was a good outcome, because it wasn't an easy performance at the time.
After a fantastic career on the Dakar, Hubert Auriol became its director for 9 years. But a biker remains a biker forever.
Bikers give a special dimension to this race because a biker is fragile, and the biker has to deal with everything alone. He takes decisions alone, he navigates alone, he repairs his bike on his own. He has to be in charge. There's a heroic side to bikers. It's an exploit to finish the race on a bike.
Auriol was actually the man behind the creation of the Malmoto class for riders with no assistance.
My baby, the Malmoto class, still exists. We did that to help the riders and to attract more to come on the rally. Today it's a success, with 40 original bimotor riders at the start. The legend continues. For me, the most amazing thing is the competitor at the finish, who has tears in his eyes and is so happy to be at the finish because he knows he's done it.
Rest day. Here we are. That's all of the epic journey we've had this week. Lots of rough stuff at the beginning of the week. Smoothing out, ready for next week. Enjoying the rest day. My mate looks in good shape. Good shape, Patrick?
Good shape.
What are you going to say today?
Dakar heroes, baby!
Dakar 2020 got underway at the start ramp in Jeddah. The stars and the cars, including Fernando Alonso, getting a warm welcome from Saudi Arabia. It started with a shock winner of stage 1. Zala put his name in the history book.
With this car, and it's a totally different beast from what we had before. It's such a nice car.
Also in a different car to his usual ride, F1 and Le Mans champ Alonso, on his Dakar debut, spent hours on stage 2 repairing a broken wheel. It's part of the adventure. We're living the Dakar at 100% with all its consequences. Ruining similar consequences was fellow Spaniard Nani Roma, who lost over 5 hours Wednesday, puncturing all the tyres on his new Borgward, and was forced to wait in the desert for assistance. This has also been a Dakar to forget for young Polish star Jakub Przygoński. Plagued with mechanical problems, he's 38th and 8 hours off the win he hoped he could achieve.
We lose chance to fight for the podium for sure, and this is my dream from few years.
That's all that's left of Sheikh Khalid Al-Qasimi's Peugeot and 2020 hopes. Luckily, the crew are okay. The same stage proved terminal for Vladimir Vasiliev, the Russian crew forced to watch as their Mini burnt to the ground. One of 2 Saudi drivers really shining on the world stage, Yassir Saidan's X-Raid Mini finishes the week in the top 10. Bernard ten Brinker has really been putting his Toyota Hilux through its paces. The Dutchman is in 8th overall. Giniel de Villiers completes the first week with 1 stage win, but the former Dakar victor is ultimately way down the rankings in 7th at the moment. The 2-wheel drive Century Racing buggy of Mathieu Serradori has been consistently in the top 6 and comfortably in 6th overall. Now the Dakar may have left South America for the new chapter, but it's brought Orly Terranova with it, who sits in 5th. Saudi driver Yazid Al-Raji, back in a Toyota and with a new co-driver, is the best of the rest in 4th. Monsieur Dakar Stefan Petterhansel has lost several minutes several times, getting lost en route, coping with a new co-driver and notes in English, but is still in touch with the leader. It was not the perfect stage, but it's not finished. At least it feels good to win a stage. Nasser Al-Attiyah won the Dakar last year, finally giving Toyota their long-awaited win at this event. But in defending his title, the Qatari is struggling with the Hilux, especially in the dunes.
We finish 4 days from Dakar. It's like 10 days, you know. It was really difficult, Dakar.
Also feeling the physical effects of this bone-shaking endurance rally raid, Carlos Sainz seems totally in control in his mini buggy, and on stage 5 showed his hunger for the win by passing both his teammate Hansel and rival Alatia in this breathtaking, on-stage, three-way fight to the finish, which symbolises the entire Dakar 2020 battle in a nutshell. Leading from the front, could the rally legend be in line for his third Dakar win for a third different manufacturer? It was nice to get to the end of the stage when the three of us were all together flat out, pushing to the maximum. So at the midway point, rally leader Carlos Sainz has a nearly 8-minute gap to second place Alatia, Hansel another 8 minutes back. The gaps are sizable, with Geniel de Villiers in 7th, the last of the drivers within an hour of the leader. Lithuanian Benediktas Vanagas rounds out the top 10. In the T2 class for production 4x4 cars, Frenchman Christian Lavier leads Toyota Autobody teammate Akira Miura.
Plenty of new blood in the SSVs this year, with Aaron Domzala winning 2 of the first 6 stages. Unfortunately, he dropped out of overall contention after a mechanical. Mitchell Guthrie also enjoying his debut, taking stage honours on day 4 and looking comfortable in the OT3. His teammate Cyril Dupre went fastest on stage 5, though the 5-time bikes winner is now racing in the Dakar Experience class with Mike Horn. Jose Antonio Hinojo snatched the lead after a consistent start, but he's gone to 4th after dropping time on stage 5. A similar problem for Sergei Karyakin. The 2017 quads winner dropped half an hour before the rest day and sits 3rd in the standings. Casey Curry's within 10 minutes of the overall lead. 4th last year, he's hoping to become the first American to win the Dakar. But the defending champion stands in his way. Chaleco Lopez has also won 2 stages so far, and he looks absolutely determined to hold on to his crown. A bit of a gap from the top 2, Chaleco and Curry down to Karyakin, with Hinojo and Guthrie making up the top 5.
After a marathon week for the cars, the bivouac in Riyadh, a chance for repairs and for the drivers to relax and share their stories.
Still a long way to go?
Well, I feel a little bit second-hand, you know, especially the neck.
We're 3 drivers who have won the Dakar, and of course we know each other very well, along with Nasser and with Stefan. Both of them are amazing drivers who have won so many times. And the truth is that they're also very tough competitors.
So normally it was planned to do a picture with
And this is proving to be a real clash of the Titans, and 3 real Titans right there. Hubert Auriol, Nani Roma and Stefan Hansel.
Well, we made a few too many mistakes at the start and a few after that, so it's going to be hard to catch up. We don't really have the speed to outrun the other guys, and it's going to be hard to catch up if they don't make errors or have technical problems.
And it's down to Nasser Al-Attiyah to try and spoil the mini buggy party and retain his 2019 title.
It's not easy for everybody, even for me, you know. I like more sand, but I try to do my best because it's luckily the mini buggy, it's really fast, and Carlos and Stefan, you know, always together, helping each other, you know. But okay, I will try to do my best and to win this race.
And so from 3 hardened veterans of the Dakar to someone making his quite unexpected debut.
It was intense and stressful at times, but yeah, I think we did enjoy this first week. A couple of top 5 on clean stages. Obviously, day 2 we lost 2 hours and a half, but this is part of the game, and yeah, I think it's slowly improving together with Mark as well, and yeah, very happy.
Well, that's the cars. And now in the SSVs, the Can-Ams are dominating, with South Racing's Chaleco Lopez ahead of Monster Energy's Casey Curry. Plenty of fascinating battles to be resolved after we head off from Riyadh on Sunday. Since their heroes' welcome in Jeddah, the trucks have had a lot to contend with on the first week of Dakar 2020. The brutal Saudi Arabian landscape has definitely taken its toll on these, the biggest of the vehicles competing in the world's greatest endurance rally raid. About half the field has already retired. Returning to the Dakar after a 2-year absence for his 6th outing is Albert Lovera, and this time he's in the De Roy Iveco factory team, giving the Andorran more power and more support as he tackles the rally in a cockpit especially adapted to enable him to drive with hand controls. A tough first week sees his crew in 14th overall, which, if he makes it to the finish, will be his best result yet. Now, after dominating the event for the last 3 years, the 500 Kamaz of Eduard Nikolaev is now officially not going to retain his title. Mechanical problems have hampered the Russian crew's defence, and he finally retired on the morning of stage 6. Disappointing for the Shagin protégé. Czech Martin Soltis is contesting the Dakar for the 3rd time, and in his crew's Tatra Phoenix, he's currently on course to better his impressive debut, 12th in 2018. He's currently in 10th. Janus van Kasteren has been playing catch-up all week since dropping time on stage 2, but the resilient Dutchman, who has yet to finish a Dakar in 3 entries, is in 6th. Also in an Iveco Power Star, but under the Big Shock Racing banner, is Martin Macic, showing maturity beyond his 30 years. The former navigator is 5th. Keeping the legendary Laprice name alive on the Dakar stages in their Praga, the Czech crew steered by Alice Laprice have steadily moved up the leaderboard to 4th, but their gap to the leader now is nearly 2 hours. Moving in the opposite direction down the standings, but still in the podium places, early rally leader Serhij Vyazovic in his Maz Sport Auto is the last hope against the Russian Kamaz juggernaut. He's in 3rd. Anton Shibolov has earned his stripes in the Kamaz team, and for his 4th entry on the Dakar represents both a threat for the win and good backup for the A team. With 2 stage wins so far, the 516 truck is in 2nd. Andrei Karganov has led the Dakar 2020 since stage 4. He's won 2 stages, and with support from both Shibolov and Sotnikov out in the Arabian deserts, it will take force majeure to stop the veteran from bringing home another win for Kamaz.
Kamaz also busy today then as they plot a 4th consecutive Dakar win. Well, the fight's never easy and winning's always tough, but we have to fight. Our rivals are still in contention and they're not just quick, they're very quick. So we have to keep going, faster and faster. You heard it from Karganov himself, it's going to be even more fast and furious next week.
It's now time to focus on the second part of the rally, and everything remains wide open. In terms of sport, we have big battles ahead. The gaps are widening, but the battle remains open, especially in the car race, and that's great. The navigation has been decisive at the beginning of the rally. Now will be more in dunes. We'll enter a second phase of the rally, but it's very open. We go crescendo. We've witnessed few dunes in the first week. Now all the stages have a dune part. We enter a huge desert. It's a lot flatter. The landscapes are going to be different. Some are waiting for this part, especially the 4x4 cars that want to gain time on the buggies. It's a rather different second phase compared to the first.
It's back to action tomorrow as the Dakar 2020 resumes, and it's back with a bang. Stage 7 will take the competitors from the capital Riyadh to Wadi Al Dawazir, and at 546 competitive kilometres of sand dunes and gravel, it'll be the longest stage of the rally. But what a week it's been already.
Good morning, Saudi Arabia!
Made it to the first special.
It's unreal to be here.
So that's done.
Getting ready to go.
Dakar heroes, baby!
Let's do it.
So you have to go fast, Don't be brutal on the car, be extra careful.
Fernando Alonso over there. Big deal, isn't it?
Today's landscape has been absolutely insane.
At the refuel, having our snack bars. This is Dakar. Yeah.
Unbelievably beautiful country. Awesome place. Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
We're going that way.
That was brutal at the end.
Just made it to the finish.
See you guys later.